and welcome back to Book Reviews by Alice. Today we're going to be talking about A Forgotten Past by Tiffany Lafleur. Now, A Forgotten Past is a YA fantasy book written by Canadian indie author Tiffany Lafleur. And I've had the extreme privilege of meeting Tiffany over Instagram because we're both Canadian indie authors, and I've chatted with her many times, and she is just such a delightful person. So let's dive in to A Forgotten Past, and if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do, because that way you won't miss any of my book reviews when they get posted. So, Forgotten Past follows a girl named Lily. And now it's going with the amnesia trope in that Lily washed up on the shore in this small town when she was about 12 years old with no memory of anything that happened before that day. And so she was adopted by this older couple, and they took her in and also had maybe she wasn't 12, maybe she was younger, but anyway, they adopted her, and then they had a little boy right after, and so she's grown up with her brother and their brother and sister, and everything is going wonderful. Now, the way that this world works is that most people, not everybody, but most people have magical powers of some kind, and they're divided into kind of different categories. I think there were 4 or 5 of them. And so when it comes time to have like your big spring celebration, and where you like do your thanking for your powers and thanking the gods and that for giving you a year of harvest and things like that, they divide everybody up. And when they celebrate the founding of the town, that's what it was, they divide everybody up into the categories of the powers that they exhibit, and so they set them all together, and then they all go and give their offerings and do everything nicely. So her brother is in one category and she's in another category, and there's a very small category of people who have no powers exhibited whatsoever. And Lily is what is referred to as a beast whisperer. So it means that she can hear like animals and that kind of thing and know when they're nearby, and that's very helpful clearly when you're like a soldier or someone and you can tell when wolves or whatever are coming near your town. So she is one of the beast whisperer people, and that's fantastic. It's helping her in her career and what she wants to do. But then something goes wrong, and they realize that she doesn't just have this power, she's got something exceptional, and that makes her different. And we all know how people think about different in old worlds and even in the modern world. Different is scary, and that causes a lot of problems immediately for her. So she goes off on an adventure in order to try to figure out where these powers are coming from and where she came from, because she knows that she's been adopted. And it makes it pretty clear that this had to come from her parents. So she's got to go and figure out where she came from in order to figure out how to handle these powers. And so she goes off on this adventure, and she finds some people who are willing to help her along the way. And so she goes through that, and she does end up in this book figuring a little bit of stuff out about her past and that. And it's really exciting, and we get to meet more characters along the way, and there's a bunch of adventures. And clearly when you're doing a journey trope, there's a lot of adventures along the way, and a lot of fun things happen on the path, trying to find where her memories and everything came from. The book ends at a really great point. There is going to be a second book. It was a really fun read, and if you're looking for YA books that are spice-free, this one is fantastic for you. There is no spice, there is no sex. So if you want to buy it for a teen or like a tween, you have a tween who likes YA, fantastic book. My daughter refused to read it because the character's name is Lily and her name is Lily, and she was like, no. She doesn't like to read her own name in books, which I can't blame her for. But yeah, so it was a really fun book. There's a lot of adventure, action, a little bit of suspense in that. So if you've got a younger YA reader who likes fantasy, definitely check this book out. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really nicely well done. And yeah, it's a blast. So check it out, and yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. If you've read this book, if you buy it for somebody, let me know what they think. I'd love to hear from you guys. Have a great day.